it's Amaj back here in another video, and this video is about to be on 10 times John Cena was heel before turning heel. I remember back in 2011 when this nigga was literally always on everybody's asses. This nigga was on Rey Mysterio's ass back in 2011 when Rey Mysterio won the championship earlier in the night. He was only champion for 45 some minutes. And then this nigga, John Cena, talks to Rey Mysterio backstage and tells that nigga, we're wrestling tonight. I declared the match or something like that. Like, come on. Well, you ain't got to do that to Rey. That's some disrespectful shit. But hey, let's get into the video.
I'm Adam Pachisi from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 times John Cena was a heel before he was a heel. Obvious that WWE saw Roman Reigns as the man to replace John Cena as the long-term face of the company. The all-babyface affair was viewed by many as a potential passing the torch moment, where part-time big match John would endorse and then do the honors for the big dog in a highly respectful manner. Well, Cena must have forgotten about the respect part of his hustle, loyalty, and respect code during the build-up, particularly when the two met during a contract signing on the August 28th episode of Monday Night Raw. I mean, Cena just absolutely blistered Reigns on the microphone, calling him a cheap-ass corporately created John Cena bootleg while completely laughing off and no-selling any retort that Roman could muster. He even got a shot in on The Undertaker, referring to him as a battered veteran at the end of his career with a bad hip, in warning Reigns that he would be a tougher task than what he had faced at WrestleMania.
Yo, I remember this too. This nigga really humiliated Roman Reigns back then, bro. This nigga destroyed that nigga, bro. I was just like, bro, you ain't gotta do all of that to him, my nigga. I know Roman was at this time was a little still fresh on the mic, still doing his little thing, but like this nigga John didn't have to go and do that, bro. He handled it later on, like back in like the 2020s, when he became the tribal chief. He can go back and forth with people now. This nigga wasn't comfortable on the mic back then.
34, but Cena heelishly made Roman look less than his equal in doing so. Number 9, the Firefly Funhouse. The COVID-19 pandemic completely threw the original plans for WrestleMania 36 out the window and forced WWE to get creative. The presentation was the Firefly Funhouse match between John Cena and Bray Wyatt. More of a mind-bending performance art piece than an actual wrestling contest, the Firefly Funhouse saw the Eater of Worlds take the face that runs the place on a journey through different stages of his career, as well as an alternate reality where Cena was a member of the New World Order. Yep, there's Cena waltzing out in the black and white like Hollywood Hogan and giving Bray the too sweet in the middle of the ring. The Firefly Funhouse also showed Cena in other situations where he displayed heelish tendencies, like when he became the Doctor of Thuganomics again, and a moment where Cena tried to bash Wyatt's face in with an unprotected chair shot before Bray vanished into thin air. Number 8, stealing Zack Ryder's girlfriend. It was all going on for Zack Ryder, wasn't it? He was super over.
Oh my god, bro. I have a feeling that WWE creative like fucking punished the hell out of this nigga. Not even WWE creative alone, like Vince McMahon, all the higher ups like fucking destroyed Zack Ryder back in like 2011. He got over by himself, and they literally fucking made Kane like push that nigga wheelchair off the side of the stage. They made Cena steal his girlfriend basically.
Line efforts, he had won the United States Championship at TLC 2011, he was courting Eve Torres, and he had become best buds with John Cena. Unfortunately for Long Island Ice Z, his fortunes began to change when demonic hell demon Kane started going after him and his new would-be lass, with supposed pal Cena unable to prevent the drubbings. Oh, but Cena was able to save Eve from Kane while Ryder was in a wheelchair with a supposed broken back though, wasn't he? Funny that. On the day before Valentine's Day 2012, Cena came to Eve's rescue and then planted his big rubber lips on hers as a heartbroken Zack literally sat and watched him do it. Ryder was understandably miffed at supposed good guy Cena stealing his woman away, though John professed his innocence. He may not have been embracing the hate, but Cena was embracing standing around with his thumb firmly up his ass, watching on as Kane rolled Ryder right off the Raw stage. With friends like John Cena, who needs enemies? Number 7, post-win I quit match attacks. One of John Cena's mantras throughout his career has been never give up.
5-0, bro. this nigga in the I Quit matches was just like always destroying people, tying Batista's legs up to the steel post, having some type of large ass instrument to hit JBL with. Now that is the type of heelish shit that really got away. And at the end of the match, hustle, loyalty, respect. What? You just threatened to kill a nigga. What? Yo.
5-0 record. And fair play to Cena for refusing to say the two magic words in the face of such mighty adversaries as Randy Orton, Rusev, and The Miz. Cena's conduct during his I Quit matches is becoming of a valiant babyface, but sometimes his conduct in the immediate aftermath has been questionable. At Judgment Day 2005, for example, a bloodied Cena survived a vicious onslaught by JBL to retain his WWE title when the tall Texan begged off as Cena was about to blast him with a giant exhaust pipe. Cena could have just walked away with his head held high after an exhausting struggle, but big bastard John had other ideas and smashed JBL with it anyway, sending him through a sheet of glass that formed part of the set. 5 years later, Cena was up to his old tricks once again, drilling Batista with an elevator.
Bro, not even. I didn't even. I fucking forgot. Like he was. I think that was the last man standing match. That was the last man standing match. I remember. But this nigga Batista said, "I quit. I quit." This nigga still fucking threw him through the floor. Yo, this nigga. No, that nigga should have turned heel after that. That nigga should have turned heel after that and just started his whole little career. But that would have been like a refresher back then.
AA through the stage at Over the Limit 2010 after Batista had cried uncle, with the resulting injuries forcing the animal into kayfabe retirement. Number 6, attacking a referee. By the time John Cena walked into the Hammerstein Ballroom to defend his WWE title against Rob Van Dam at One Night Stand 2006, he was already starting to experience the boos that would form part
I'm glad these two niggas about to kiss. Like, what the fuck?
of the polarizing reaction he would continue to receive for the rest of his career. But One Night Stand was something else entirely, and Cena found himself entering a cauldron populated by fans who hated everything he stood for and threatened to riot if he walked out with the title. Perhaps the visceral response to him threw Cena off his game, because he did something very out of character toward the end of the match. Cena had RVD trapped in the STFU when Van Dam made it to the ropes and the referee called for John to break the hold. Cena, perhaps justifiably, was irked by this since it was an Extreme Rules match and rope breaks shouldn't have counted. However, he handled his frustration in a very heelish manner, decking the official with a big old clothesline. Given that he had to resort to such matters, is it any wonder the Rattle Champ dropped the belt on the night? Number 5, attacking Todd Grisham. The day after losing the triple threat match main event of Cyber Sunday 2000 made any sense. WWE interviewer Todd Grisham wanted to grab a word with Cena, who naturally accused Todd of taking naked pictures of himself for his MySpace account. Not content with that little bit of light-hearted ribbing, Cena surmised that Todd was in the ring because he wanted a fight and proceeded to lift him up and deliver an emphatic FU. That's to the 150-pound interview guy, completely unprovoked, while Jim Ross begged John not to on commentary. Listen, I know we all hate Todd Grisham and everything he stands for, but the poor bloke was just trying to do his job when Cena had a half and assaulted him for no good reason. Well, no good reason besides simply being Todd Grisham, but still, it was mean, wasn't it?
Bro, after all of that, I bet you went back to hustle, loyalty, respect. Nah, you can't just fucking AA somebody for nothing after he was just trying to interview you. Come on, they got some good moments right now. I I wasn't even like gonna point these out. I don't even remember these.
Before humiliating Michael Cole and John Laurinaitis. Look, if Todd Grisham can get beaten up just because he's Todd Grisham, then Michael Cole and John Laurinaitis could have been executed live on pay-per-view just for the crime of being themselves. John Cena, who, in the span of a fortnight, humiliated Cole and Johnny Ace so badly that, by rights, they should have never shown their faces in public again. Actually, I don't think Laurinaitis can these days, but for different reasons. At Over the Limit 2012, Cena clashed with the tyrannical Raw GM in the show's main event. Yes, really? Laurinaitis knew that he was out of his element and attempted to run away, which is when Cena decided to torture the former All Japan standout for what felt like an eternity before Big Show gave Johnny Ace the cheap win. A fortnight later, Cena set his sights on Cole, chopping him, slapping him, and kicking him right in the bollocks as part of his sinister brand of comeuppance. Vintage John Cena. Now, where do I sign up to the Be a Star program? Number 3, bad news for Barrett. Super Cena certainly became a
I'm not gonna cap, dude. This nigga fucking ruined the fuck out of Cole. I know everybody hated Cole, bruh. I hated him back in like those days, but like this nigga didn't have to do all of that to him. This nigga put barbecue sauce on that nigga.
anyone with half a booking brain when he shrugged off a DDT on the concrete floor prior to eliminating Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett in the Nexus vs Team WWE headliner from SummerSlam 2010. It all came down to TLC 2010 and a chairs match main event between Nexus leader Barrett and Big Match John. In it, Cena caught and compromised Wade's main event aspirations to a permanent end when he handily beat him thanks to an AA on a row of chairs. Well done, John. You proved you were the better man. You can now just walk away and focus on other things like... What's that, John? You can't just walk away? You have to beat Barrett up more as he's literally crawling away from the ring? And then you've got to bury him under a pallet before making it so that a bunch of chairs rain down on him as well? Well, if you say so, Johnny. You're the guy who's granted 1 million Make-A-Wish requests, and I'm sure you know what the right thing to do truly is. Number 2, abandoning and sneak attacking The Rock. In the close
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was a real fucking fucked up move too. I really, I really wish the Nexus prevailed kind of during that time. Like they were so close to being like a big ass thing, but John Cena had other plans. This nigga do heelish moves and go back to saying hustle, loyalty, respect. I love you, audience. Like what? You just hit a nigga with a chair up the ramp, threw 20 chairs on that nigga and they're still cheering. I I get it. You them niggas hated them, but like that's too heelish of a move.
segment of the Go Home edition of Raw before WrestleMania 27, WWE Champion The Miz, who was flanked by Alex Riley, had a verbal showdown with Mania opponent John Cena and the show's host The Rock, cutting a promo on both men. As The Miz was threatening to beat up the Great One, good luck with that, Cena slid out the ring, leaving The Rock at a 2-on-1 disadvantage for when Riley got a cheap shot in and the beating commenced proper. Unsurprisingly, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment made his own comeback by canning both Riley and Miz, at which point Cena slid back in the ring, snuck up behind The Rock, and hit him with an AA before taunting him with the old "you can't see me." This was done to add intrigue heading into Mania, yes, but it made Cena look anything but the valiant babyface, and fans were right to boo his cowardly attack out of the building. Some at the time speculated this could have been the start of a John Cena heel turn, but nope, we would have to wait another 14 years, and with The Rock playing a very different role in proceedings. Number 1, spoiling Rey Mysterio's WWE title party. When CM Punk beat John Cena for the WWE title at Money in the Bank 2011 and walked out of the company with the championship belt, Vince McMahon decided he would crown a new champion via an 8-man tournament. After beating Dolph Ziggler in the quarters and R-Truth in the semis, Rey Mysterio won his first and only WWE title by pinning The Miz in the final. It was
Bro, that's fucking sad too. That's his only WWE championship. This nigga Cena needed to get booed. This nigga Cena needed to get booed. Now I understand deeply now why everybody was like booing that nigga back then. It wasn't just because they were getting tired of him. It's because this nigga was doing heelish ass moves.
seriously such a great and well-deserved moment for one of the most beloved WWE stars ever, and the fans were genuinely elated for the masked man. Oh, and look, there's good guy John Cena to endorse him after his triumph. Isn't that nice? Endorsing his pal before he wrestles him for the WWE title in the main event? Hang on a second. Yes, even though it was Triple H who booked John in the title match, couldn't he have, I don't know, protested a little bit? Maybe asked the game to hold off a week so Ray could rest, or as he
Man, yeah, this nigga Cena was clearly doing a lot of healer shit back then, and I clearly understand now why this nigga was heavily booed. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't because people were getting tired of him. It's because this nigga got away with heelish moves and still continued to be a babyface. Like, man, bro, there was some really good points in this video, and there was some really good ones that I didn't even remember. But hey, if you guys want to see some more videos on some WWE videos and wrestling videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. We on the road to 200 subs, and I'll catch you guys later.